All right, so going back a couple years ago, I was on Facebook and I saw some young lady, and her post said, "Shout out to the men practicing semen retention." For those who are unaware, I've Googled it because I want to give it a very specific definition. Semen retention. Semen retention refers to the intentional avoidance of ejaculation. It involves abstaining from sexual activity or stopping before orgasm. There are reasons for that, so they list some. Religious or spiritual benefits. Some religious or spiritual practices promote semen retention as a way to enhance spiritual energy or improve physical health. Personal preferences. Some individuals may choose to practice semen retention for personal reasons, such as to improve their sexual stamina or to control their fertility. Medical conditions. In some cases, semen retention may be recommended by a healthcare professional for medical reasons, such as prostasis or infertility. Let's look at it says potential benefits as well. You have increased testosterone levels. Some studies suggest that semen retention may lead to higher testosterone levels, although more research is needed. So, kind of iffy there. Improved sexual stamina. Abstaining from ejaculation can potentially increase the body's ability to store and release semen, leading to improved sexual stamina. Reduce risk of certain infections. Some studies have shown that semen retention may reduce the risk of certain infections, such as prostasis. Now, potential risks. Prolonged semen retention can put pressure on the prostate gland, potentially leading to prostasis or other prostatic issues. Psychological distress. If semen retention is not practiced in a healthy and balanced way, it can lead to anxiety, guilt, or other psychological problems. Lack of intimacy. Avoiding ejaculation can limit intimacy and sexual connection with the partner. Safety and precautions. If you are considering semen retention, it is important to consult with a healthcare professional first to ensure it is safe for you. Practice semen retention in a healthy and balanced way without putting excessive pressure on your body. Do not engage in risky or harmful behaviors associated with semen retention. Conclusion. Semen retention is a personal choice with potential benefits and risks. It is important to weigh these factors carefully and consult with a healthcare professional before making any decisions related to semen retention. First and foremost, my thoughts. No slight to that young lady, but I'm not taking any advice from a woman who's not a licensed professional in the healthcare industry. What she was alluding to throughout the rest of her post was basically just saying, hey, how good is it that men are basically keeping it in their pants? The benefit, I think, it comes with more risk. You can certainly be in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, 50s, at any age really, but especially in your younger age, and you may not see those long-term risks happening. You may not see what is to come by keeping your body from doing kind of what it's naturally supposed to do. When it comes to semen retention, I think that it's more of a psychological thing. If you want to be a disciplined man, it doesn't mean you have to put your body at potential long-term health risks. If you want to be a disciplined man, you start going to the gym. You figure out a way to save your money. You figure out how to learn another language, how to be a better cook. There's other ways to improve oneself that don't put us at physical risk. But for men, it's a serious thing because prostatic cancer can be a real problem for men. So we really need to not tease that with saying, well, hey, it's great that you can be disciplined and not ejaculate all over the place, because shaming people because it's not controlling your urges by masturbation or things like that. A study that I came across, men avoiding prostate cancer by ejaculating at least 21 times a month. Seems like a lot. I don't know if that really is. If you are in a healthy sexual relationship with somebody, I don't think that would be. And if you choose not to be in a relationship and that is just your routine to masturbate. Now, let me just preface. I'm not saying that porn has to fill in for what you are doing to, take care of yourself with masturbation. What I'm saying is you can use your imagination, you can use your memory, whatever it is, but we don't want to get into the area of porn because that many times, if we're looking at the average month is about 30 days, 21 times, that's almost, every day, like you're skipping maybe a couple days here or there. But you don't want to watch porn that often, not even close to that often, if at all. You don't want the psychological damage. I wouldn't recommend that be a part of what you do if masturbation is your thing. With the semen retention, what they were talking about was you can avoid some infections. Well, you can avoid STDs by not participating with sexual encounters with other people. So outside of religion, I think it's really just a real personal preference. And even with religion, the body will kind of expel fluids. I think every guy can admit, or understand what, the concept of the wet dream is. So even though you are not personally, responsible for that, it's still saying that the body is meant to put these things out there. So be able to say, even the body knows that it's healthy for it. Ejaculation benefits. Ejaculation can provide several potential health benefits, particularly for men. These benefits include, first one, reduce risk of prostate cancer. Studies suggest that regular ejaculation may reduce the risk of developing prostate cancer. This is thought to be due to the release of zinc and other antioxidants during ejaculation. Second one, improved heart health. Ejaculation increases blood flow and heart rate, which may help improve cardiovascular health. Now, they aren't specifying that actually has to be accompanied with sexual activity. So again, if masturbation is your choice of release, then there's that possibility as well. Reduced stress and anxiety. The release of oxytocin and endorphins during ejaculation can promote feelings of relaxation and well-being, reducing stress and anxiety levels. I think every guy knows, and probably women too, there's times where you're just a little anxious, be a little distracted, bothered. You kind of got that fog in your head, and it's just one of those things that reduce stress and anxiety. So what's wrong with a little self pleasure, sexual encounter, ejaculation, release, what have you? And it doesn't have to be every day, but again, 21 times for men, that's saying something that the body really needs to put that out. But there's other areas that you can certainly delve into when it comes to reducing your stress and anxiety levels. Cooking, knitting, meditating, listening to music, cleaning for some people. We all have our thing that's going to help us, working out, all of those things. Improve sleep quality. Ejaculation can trigger the release of hormones that promote deep sleep. Enhanced immune function. Some research indicates that ejaculation may boost the immune system, making individuals less susceptible to infections. Improved sperm quality. Regular ejaculation may help maintain healthy sperm quality by removing older, less viable sperm from the reproductive tract. Reduce menstrual pain in women. Ejaculation can trigger uterine contractions that may help relieve menstrual cramps in women. I've heard that one before, and I think I may have even told that to a girlfriend or two in the past that it probably just sounded like a line, but I've known that one for quite some time. So, take a shot. It is important to note that these benefits may vary depending on individual factors and the frequency of ejaculation. Additionally, there is limited scientific evidence to support all of these potential health benefits. It's always recommended to consult with a healthcare professional for personalized advice and guidance. So, there you have it. It goes both ways as far as seeking medical professional attention, or I guess advice, before going down some of these things. I can say, I guess, I've sat out the game for a while sometimes, and sometimes I was in the game every play, if you will. But the one thing, first and foremost, is the first thing is being wise about your health. That means not depleting yourself too much, and it doesn't mean depriving yourself either. Also, don't put yourself out there with a bunch of different partners because it says 21 times a month, and I did have a source and I lost it. But even if it was 15 times a month, doesn't mean go find 15 partners, or even 3 and 5 times each. Really be careful when you're talking about putting yourself out there for sexual activity. If you're talking about masturbation, still be careful. Don't overdo it. And again, stay away from the porn, because it really has, studies are showing an effect on the brain. So we want to be careful where that sort of thing is concerned. And again, men can find ways to really discipline themselves. And it doesn't have to be when it comes at the potential long-term detriment to their health. And prostate cancer is a huge one. Let's look at that. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer in men worldwide, excluding skin cancer. United States incident in 2022, an estimated 268,270 new cases of prostate cancer were diagnosed in the United States. The incident rate is 101.2 per 100,000 men. Guys, you really got to be careful. Risk factors: prostate cancer increases with age. African American men have higher risk than other racial groups. So, be careful. Family history: having close relatives with prostate cancer. So it's really one of those things. Again, we want to be careful when it comes to these things when we're talking about semen retention and other things like that. I've heard all the arguments for it. It absorbs into the body, you feel better, all of these things. But I dare say you could probably feel better by doing almost the opposite as well. But I think that a big part of it comes psychologically. Shout out to anybody who's trying to get away from like pornography and that sort of addiction. But just keep in mind that there's still health benefits to ejaculation and things like that, be it via sexual partner or masturbation. That's what I think I have on this topic. It's something I've wanted to talk about for a while, and it's something that I didn't intend on speaking to kind of by myself. I thought I would try to gather in some other people on the topic and see what their thoughts were. But it's also somewhat of a personal nature, so I understand. And let me go back. I didn't ask anybody because I recognize it's somewhat of a personal thing. So you don't want to put people on the spot when it comes to talking about their personal lives. So what are your thoughts? And again, don't leave anything you don't want to as far as your personal life where that's concerned. But I do think that it's a thing that we should all discuss and recognize, because I think a lot of times men's health gets overlooked in a lot of ways. For every pink, ribbon and month and sport that celebrates breast cancer, there should be blue ribbons acknowledging men's health and prostate cancer, things like that. So I'm going to leave it at that, but I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on the matter. Your ace up the sleeve advice, comment, experience, please leave it in the chats. Maybe your story or anything else can enlighten somebody else in maybe a way that I can't or shouldn't, and I can learn from you guys as well. So if you have any better facts and figures, please leave them. I'm not above learning and getting the right information out there. As always, I hope this finds everybody in your place, pursuit, or beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. Peace, love, unity, solidarity, and as always, subscriptions and videos. So stick around.